Hey, I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Higher learning.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we're back.
Another season.
Welcome to Higher Learning, hosted by KJ and Chill. I'm KJ, aka
Chill.
Wi-Fi,
Yes, sir. And we back again.
and we got a great show planned for you guys today. We took a trip to Lemonade. We went and picked up some Northern Toad by Tyson Ranch. Trey went and picked up this 80s baby cultivated by Green Dragon. We don't get real high in this bitch.
I'm lighting up the 80s baby right now. And no, I'm not an 80s baby. I'm not that old. So this is for my mans right here.
As soon as I seen the name of that strain, I knew that's where you were gonna go with this bullshit.
How can I not? I had to. As soon as I seen it.
Right.
And it was one of the highest counts in the dispensary I went to.
That shit
so.
definitely looked like it was smoking. Talk a little bit more about the dispensary.
Oh man! All right, okay. So I went in this dispensary yesterday,
Right.
and it was a young fella in there with his tights and his shirt tied. And you feel me? If you get the picture that I'm painting people,
Young fella.
and they had their flags all in the windows, and I had to sit back and think, like, hold up. Is this?
Oh, the flags. You gotta explain. Was it gang? I mean,
No, it was gay. it wasn't no gang. It was gay. Okay.
All right.
So I'm looking like, hold up. Am I in the right spot? I had to go outside, look at the sun, and I chose not to go back in at that
Right.
moment.
Okay.
So I woke up this morning, and I'm like, maybe I was tripping. Let me go in this. You feel me? Let me go in here. Oh man, that tastes good. Let me go in here and see what's up.
Right.
There was no line, nobody in there. I didn't see no tights and no shirt ties. So I go in there, and then I'm greeted by this fellow. I'm calling him a fellow. And he's like, hi, nice to meet you. How you doing today, sir? I'm like, oh, shit, it is one of those. While I'm here, I might as well see what they got. I'm not by any means homophobic or anything like
Right.
that. You feel me? But there's certain levels that I take shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tolerate no flirting or nothing of the sort. And I couldn't really tell if he was or not.
I was about to say, how do you know if someone is flirting or not?
Okay, this is nigga. He gave me 10% off. Goddamn it! So
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it was flirting.
Yeah, so tall, dark, and handsome walked in.
I would take the 10% though gladly. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, but
So-
you want to know what's funny about that is that 2 for 2, 2 episodes in a row, 2 days in a row. This speaks to this theory that I have, this ongoing theory that going to some of these dispensaries that you normally would skip over or that are like off the beaten path or what they call it, you know what I'm saying? Or like some of these joints, like the first one we went to, shady as shit. Like the whole idea of come through the back, the way that it looked in the front with the, the plastic up in the windows and you couldn't see anything through the front of the storefront.
Right.
Yeah, it was out of desperation, but on a day where, let's say, the weed store was getting ready to open in a half an hour, I probably wouldn't have went around the back of the random spot, you know what I'm saying, in LA, you know what I'm saying? And ended up being one of my favorite dispensaries, low key.
Yeah.
This dispensary right here produced strong, high quality strain. I just went and got some background information on them and the cultivators behind that team right there. And it's just like, at first, when you first saw it, you were going to avoid it just because, you know, and not, like you said, not to be homophobic, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know what your scene is and what's not your scene.
Right.
So you remove yourself from something that's not your scene, you know what I'm saying? Therefore, there's no time for you to be offensive.
Right.
You can't offend anyone if you're not in
I think I carried myself well in
Right.
that. And by myself at that. You wasn't with me, so
yeah. I wasn't there.
There was nobody
to PC it up for you. You know what I'm saying?
People. He's usually my PC.
Yeah.
You feel me? You know, he give me a certain look and be like, "Hold up, Trey, don't go off the deep end." So yeah. I think I carried myself very well. I was very polite. I think that's why I got the 10%. I was polite.
I know why you got the 10% on. Where they go there?
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck no.
All right, so Stoner Confessions.
Okay.
All right, so this one internet person sent in that one time he fixed a bowl of cereal.
Okay.
And, you know, normal story, you know, and he's eating the shit out this bowl of cereal. And halfway through the bowl, he realizes that it's his cat's bowl.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he had just finished washing all of his cat bowls or whatever. And it wasn't like the two double cat bowl dished together. It was just like a regular bowl, but it was this bowl.
For the cat.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But it was just funny to, you know what I'm saying, that it was just like, you know.
I mean, that's tragic. Now, did he keep eating the cereal after he realized?
I'm pretty sure he did. It was too late now. I mean, at this point in time,
He's
you know.
definitely a white guy. not to be racist or anything, but we don't do shit like that. First of all, the cat probably got his own shit that looked like cat shit. If you're fucking with a black person, the two bowl, the water, and the food.
I mean, I didn't eat out the kids' bowls on purpose and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's kids' bowls.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like, you ain't never eat all the dog dish.
No, but I can't remember a time where the dog dish would be somewhere in the same area where the regular. Okay. All right. I follow you. All right.
My point exactly.
All right, Stoner Confession. Driving around smoking a blunt, realized there was a cop in front of me. So my high mind told me to follow him around, which I did for about 20 minutes so he couldn't end up pulling me over.
I don't know if this is a high thing or not.
I've definitely done this.
Listen, I done stayed behind the cop for that very reason. If I'm behind you
can't get behind me, and you're not pulling me over from in front of me. I wish a nigga would turn his lights on and be like, hey, you, get in front of me and pull over.
I wish you would.
If I go around you, sir, we are going on a ride.
I definitely done did that before. Follow the cop. Okay. So I thought it was just me.
Nope.
There's millions of people out here that do the same thing every day.
Hell yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's get to some pro tips. Cottonmouth. Something that everybody gets. This is a simple pro tip. However, for some of my real niggas out there, you know what I'm saying, you might have issues with this pro tip. Lollipops. Jolly Ranchers work just as well if you can't deal with the lollipop, you know what I'm saying? But any type of lollipop is perfect for Cottonmouth for the simple fact that sucking on a lollipop or any type of hard candy for that.
Whoa. Soon as you said sucking, I'm out.
Yeah, listen, putting a lollipop in your mouth.
Whoa. There's no way around it. There's no way. I think we need the fellow from the store.
Listen, man. Listen. Hard candy. It basically causes you to create saliva,
right?
Which eliminates your mouth having that dry feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I don't know about you, but you know what I mean, I can get the dry mouth syndrome.
Of
You know what I'm saying?
course,
Especially how we smoke. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing worse than waking up with cotton mouth.
Oh my God.
Waking up with cotton mouth is like,
Oh my God. No. The most desperate feeling is that middle of the night wake up when you just looking for anything to drink.
and there ain't nothing cold to drink.
Oh my
and then you
God.
finally find your only choice of beverage, and you're like, okay, this half a warm beer from.
That's your drink. That's what your last choice is. I ain't have a beer. My last choice might be the flat soda that I had over there for 3 days. Ain't pay no attention to. But I'm thanking God that it's there right now.
Nah, this is how I ended up getting so fucked up when Jay and them came over here the other day. This is how it happened. This is why I didn't drink any of the Henny then. Because I woke up cottonmouth, right? I wake up, see Jay the Great. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Boom, I'm up. Then mouth dry as shit. What's the first thing that I got to drink in front of me? Oh, it's the last thing I went to drink in front of me. Strawberry lemonade. Oh, right in this cup and shit, right? Slam that whole cup of strawberry lemonade, forgetting that there was like 150 milligrams of motherfucking tincture floating around in this motherfucking shit.
That nigga was quiet and silent.
Yo,
we was rapping. That nigga didn't even want to rap.
Yo, I was high as a bitch, yo.
That's what happened. And I'm looking, I'm like, hold on, this nigga high, drunk. Oh, he ain't even had no Henny.
Yo,
So he wasn't drunk.
I was fucking gone, yo.
That's funny, yo. Oh man.
But pro tip, suck on the lollipop or Jolly Rancher. Hard candy, it will keep you from getting cotton mouth, especially if you can't get something to drink.
Or chew some gum.
See, chewing gum never really worked well for me.
No?
Because I don't like chewing gum for that long.
Oh, see.
Once the flavor, you know how when you first put it in, you got that good flavor? Once that flavor starts to go away, I can't do gum anymore.
I know somebody that chews the same piece of gum all day.
See, I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those
she'll
people.
She'll take it out her mouth and put it back in her mouth in the morning.
Like one piece of gum for me, like let's say you get a pack of Bubblicious, the 5 pieces in there. One piece of gum for me is the whole 5-pack.
What?
Because I got to chew one piece, and then once the flavor goes away, I got to spit it out. And then I'll put a new piece in. I can't chew that same. I can't chew that same.
I can't chew Bubblicious. No more. I can't do it.
It got to be something with flavor in it. I'm just saying, any gum with the flavor in it, no matter what gum it is, I have to have like 4 or 5 pieces of it.
See, I can only do chewing gum nowadays. Bubble gum, I'll be chewing for all day.
Well, I can't do those fucking hard ass. What was that shit? The pink shit? You know the pink?
Oh yeah.
I ain't talking about them hard ass
the
pink
Halloween,
bubble gum.
Shit.
Yeah, the
Them
double
shits,
bubbles.
Those shits will fuck my teeth. Oh my God.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with that shit.
I'm too old, man. Too old. Smoking this 80s, baby.
All right, unpop. So, unpopular opinion. There should be a completely separated category of enhanced athletes in sports where athletes are allowed to consume performance-enhancing drugs and compete against each other just to see how far we can push the human body.
No, fuck no. Who decided that? They trying to kill somebody.
Well, I mean, let's play devil's advocate for a second. Let's just.
I will not be partaking any of the devil's game.
Do you think that there's ever been a world champion athlete who's used performance enhancing drugs who didn't get caught?
Who didn't
get caught?
Oh,
like,
that's a good question.
Like, think about it. We know of all the people who got caught, but as with anything, there's serial killers who haven't been caught.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They murdered 30 motherfuckers and they've never getting caught, and they're probably never gonna get caught.
Who got away with it?
So, if in theory that there's superstar athletes who may have gotten away with this, then maybe we've already seen them compete against other athletes who weren't enhanced like them. Well, so imagine a league of all enhanced.
It wasn't performance enhanced. He was off some other shit. But Mike Tyson, He never got caught. He never got caught. I don't know what the fuck he was on, but whatever he was on, he definitely used.
I mean, like,
out of that.
take like Barry Bonds for an example.
I mean,
right?
he got caught. Though.
All right, Barry Bonds got caught, right? Now, imagine if Barry Bonds didn't get caught.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What would sports people say about Barry Bonds?
I mean,
today?
he would be the greatest baseball player ever.
Okay,
and so would Mark McGwire.
Right.
And his
now,
time
what I'm saying is,
caught.
imagine Barry Bonds in a baseball league with a bunch of other hitters who are all taking the same enhancements as Barry Bonds was. Would that be an interesting sport to watch?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it is uninterested when you hear that he has enhanced something.
But when it's everybody enhanced, then they're all on the even playing field. Now it's just about who enhanced better. I mean,
I want to see God-given talent versus God-given talent.
see, I got to ask a non-athlete this question. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that there's more people who have the opposite opinion.
So you just want to see a whole bunch of LeBrons out there playing against each other? Like, I don't know.
I'm not so sure I'd be against it. I'm not. I think I might like it. Who knows?
LeBron on the hands.
I mean, I'm more or less on your side,
has
but I do think that there's other people who would in a heartbeat say, yes, sign me up for it. It would be like the closest thing to like watching like superheroes compete.
Extreme basketball with super fast speed and super muscle.
Super high jumping, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what in the anime is this? Oh no, I don't want to see that shit. Niggas jumping up and jumping.
Man.
I don't know.
All right, so
I think I'll be amazed, but I don't know. Like, oh shit, that nigga on this shit.
So, like I said, we are going to we're gonna get into some Tyson Farms and some Green Dragon a little bit later on in the show. Tyson Farms is actually going to be our spotlight cultivator of the day. Now, Tyson Farms obviously is the cannabis company that was originated and founded by Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Farms has come up over the past couple years and have set themselves apart from a lot of what people might want to call the vanity.
It's Tyson Ranch. Tyson Ranch.
Yeah, Tyson Ranch. Y'all know what the fuck I mean. So Tyson Ranch has set themselves apart from a lot of these other what people may want to call vanity brands or labels that are started by celebrities or other people. And I always thought that was unfair. Like, where it's like, look, like, what makes them not as capable as any other person to come in and compete in this space? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for you, it's just a issue of the fan coming to the realization that all these people smoke weed, yo. It's just that for these years that they were famous when they first got famous earlier in the game, or even if they just got famous in the past couple years, it's just becoming more and more acceptable socially to publicly.
You have to think we are in the days of it being legalized recreationally,
right?
Other than places like LA or Arizona or something like that. You get what I'm saying? So it's being accepted more to where early 90s, early thousands, late 80s or whatever, you was looked at a certain way if you was known for taking any kind of drug, nevertheless of smoking weed, because of the stereotype of the type of people who smoked weed. You get what I'm saying? But since it's known that you can't really stereotype a weed smoker, because it's not a money thing. If you have money, if you don't have money, it's not a cultural thing. Because not only black people smoke weed, you get what I'm saying? Not only rappers smoke weed, not only criminals smoke weed. You have business people, you have medical people, you have, so it's a little bit more understood today. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Not just a stereotype of it being a drug. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's more accepted. Therefore, people are able to open themselves up more.
Right.
Are able to not hide in the dark about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I didn't, before, because I started smoking when I was still in high school. So, which was early thousands, late early thousands. And it was still to that point where you was looked at a certain way if you smoke weed.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I played basketball the whole time smoking. I did a number of various things young while I was smoking, but certain people would look at me like, you smoke, why you feel me?
Definitely.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you walk past and they could smell it on you, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
but from an early age, I didn't give a fuck.
right. But Tyson
did not
fucking
care.
Ranch has, I talked about them on the other show before, because when they made the deal to be for a company to own the perpetual rights to 3D printing, THC infused beverages, like on the cups, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. A lot of their strains are very high-end selected strains. They're all hybrids of some of our favorite strains. Girl Scout cookies is definitely one parent strain that they like to use and cross with a lot of things. But they have a small selection of all good strains. Like every Tyson Farm strain, from what I understand from people that I've talked to, are all good.
Yeah, even when we went into the lemonade shop, that was the first cultivators. He pointed us in the direction of Tyson's Ranch. Because we went in there, told them what we wanted. We wanted something high end on the THC count, and something that, you feel me, not everybody come in here and get right off the back. And that's the first thing he pointed us into. So,
all right, so since we with the lemonade, I am going to play Lemonade from Internet Money, featuring Gunna, Don Toliver, and Nav, right here on Higher Learning. Yeah.
Cody got me sipping. That's what he said, right?
This is higher learning.
So lemon. He's saying he mixed lemonade with the lean. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what they do now.
I don't know what they do, Trey. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Last time I drank lean was with fucking Frenchie.
I was there. I remember that in New York. Yup. We had that shit like shit. I'm the one that mixed it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You put the Sprite with the Jolly Rancher. I don't know nothing about no lemonade.
Nah, I drank it a couple times after that with bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
With bro.
Shit.
With bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey. Shout out to bro. Hey, we got link. We got to do something, because I feel like we are too connected with too many people to not be having niggas on. You get what I'm saying? We done had a couple of people on. We got a couple of regulars. Everybody know Jay the Gray. Everybody know Brian. Yeah. You feel me?
Nah, we definitely gonna go. We gonna go link up with him. I hollered at him about us coming through and doing something. He had hit us up on one of the videos. You know what I'm saying, that I had pushing through the live stream and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so
this is higher learning.
Let me hit it again.
Right along, right.
Again. Let me hit the button again. All right, so Americans didn't use the term marijuana until the late 19th century. Mm-hmm. It was only at the end of the 19th century that Americans started to pronounce the Mexican Spanish marijuana or marijuana in their own way. It was also associated with the personal name Maria Joanna. Sound familiar? So that's where Mary Jane came from. So the term Mary Jane and marijuana and calling weed that came from the Spanish name from it. But it's funny that Maria Juana was like the original term for Mary Jane. It was in Spanish, you know what I'm saying? And the Englishman just, you know, flipped it over to Mary Jane, you know what I'm saying?
Mary Jane. So, all right. So, we barely use the term marijuana these days.
Right.
What are some of the terms we use?
That's where we're getting ready to go. So it moved from there, and it was sold under the name Indian cigarette. So back in the day, they tried to sell weed legally on the open market. You know what I'm saying? And there was called Indian cigarettes, and they were advertised as an aid for, get this, respiratory conditions. Now they would add cannabis resin and nightshade and all these different natural elements to these cigarettes that they would create, and they would roll them in some rolling paper and sell them, and they were called Indian cigarettes. And this is how they used to try to get it off on the market. It was eventually outlawed, but yeah. I mean, my aunt, I know that I always say, just to be funny, it's built in my brain, I'm never going to not call it reefer. But it's like, I only say it because it's burned into my brain from my aunt yelling at me and my cousin, you know what I'm saying, of always smoking up his room or smoking up the basement. She'd be like, y'all up there smoking that fucking reefer? Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those nostalgic things. Listen. But I mean, gas, I usually am either looking for some gas or now it's Zaza, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know when,
but I went
started
through every
saying
word.
It.
Yeah,
I don't know when, but I've been calling it pack.
Yeah,
for the longest.
You have, yeah.
I've been saying Pacquiao. I got the big pack. You feel me? I've been saying that since I think like 2010 or 9 or something like that. So I mean, or my universal word is tree. I'm like, yo, who got the tree? You got some tree? You got some tree? Who got some bud? Something, you feel me? But pack or tree, I guess that's what I use. My mother, growing up, just like you said, you getting yelled at, is always weed. Weed. Oh, what is that weed smell? Y'all smell just like weed. My mother is the funniest, let me tell you. But me and all my brothers smoke.
Right.
So it'll be times where we'll come in the house from hot boxing in somebody's car. So of course we smell just like weed. My mother start coughing and there. Oh my God. What is that smell? Y'all smell just like weed. I'm like, Mom, what are you coughing for?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like what is going on here?
You're not secondhand smoking. Ain't nothing lit. You just smell the stench of weed. You're not smoking it. But anyway, it was weed. All right, go ahead. Moving
for me, I don't know. Nah, for me, it's like I said. I've used all the terms, but my go-to has always been grass. Gas came later. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But grass was always my go-to. You know what I'm saying?
But look, it's funny because anything green could be used to describe
right.
weed. You get what I'm saying? Like, anything green, like grass, tree, like anything green.
All right, so this Northern Toad, Tyson Ranch. Well, Northern Toad is a variation of one of their early original hybrid strains. So we've talked about genotypes and phenotypes, and we've talked about eventually getting a stable hybrid, a stable strain. So whenever you're crossing hybrids, eventually you want to get a stable phenotype, something that you can reproduce multiple times, and then you can sell it on the market, right? Cool. So, originally they crossed Chemdog OG, and Girl Scout cookies, and that created this strain called the Toad. Now, the Toad ended up having a more of a sativa feel into its hybrid qualities. It was a super strain. It had great psychedelic effects. It was euphoric, you know what I'm saying? Full body relaxation, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Now, they started growing this more and more and more and crossing the strain together, and they ended up getting a completely different phenotype of the same cross, and they were able to stabilize this strain as well. So that is what we have right here. So that's Northern Toad. Northern Toad is the same genotype, same two parents, Chemdog and OG, but this one takes on a lot more of the Chemdog characteristics. So this one is a lot more uplifting, whereas the Toad is more body. This one's more cerebral. The Toad's more body.
That's why they call it Northern Toad, because it's more of the upper.
I'm assuming maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah.
Or maybe
so,
I'm just thinking too much on it.
No. I think that's probably there. That's probably what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I can't figure out what other reason they would use the word northern in if this is the same exact two parents in there.
Right.
But I know we've had Chemdog OG before, and Chemdog OG was a super sativa, very uplifting, very cerebral high, focused. That's the type of weed that makes you laugh. That's the geeking weed, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I like.
Yeah. So this took on more characteristics of that. I wouldn't mind smoking some of that regular Toad, you know what I'm saying? Like,
see the difference
before I go to sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me see this.
And that 80s Baby from Green Dragon. Now, this one is another sativa.
That's all I like to get.
The classic limonene, lemon, terpene profile. This is one of those weeds right there that has that citrus taste to it, you know what I'm saying? And it's there, it's present, it's there on the inhale, it's there on the exhale. It has a great smoke to it. That shit was cooking.
Yeah, that
shit
was like my first blunt.
That shit
so
was
far
fucking
today,
cooking, yo.
I'm high, but you see that we up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to feel. I feel like we working.
Now, Green Dragon grows this weed. They're the cultivators of this. This has been a seller weed, originated from Southern California. Now, one of their things that they also take pride in, as far as how they separate themselves from the competition, is
bless you. Bless you.
Yeah.
I'm not editing that out either.
No, nah. One of the things that separates them from their competition is their attention to terpene profiles and the flavonoids and what really makes it, tasty weed.
Right.
They said that this strain in itself usually always tests over 23%. You got a very high end.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Where did yours hit at?
This was 21 of, not 21, 31.
Right.
I apologize. And, 31.7 with 0.07 CBD. So basically, you getting a lot of THC in it. That's all I can say. That's all.
This is a great daytime strain. It's good. This is the weed that you can sit around with and watch a funny movie, laugh, chill with. This is social weed. Yeah. This is the type of weed that you want to roll up when you got, the bitches around and shit. This is definitely good weed for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Definitely for that. You got the bitches around that's trying to smoke some pack. You know what I mean? Pull out an eighth of this 80s Baby by Green Dragon.
And the name sounds cool. 80s Baby. Hey, what you smoking? I got this 80s Baby. Yeah.
Now, they also have another strain that I think I might want to try called Sicario. Did you mention something about Sicario?
Yeah, they actually have that there. I was about to say shit. He pulled it out first. Oh my God. Pause.
And we definitely not editing that out.
That strand was the first thing he showed me. Oh, you just can't get around it. And I didn't want to take it.
What was the second thing he showed you?
He didn't show me nothing after that because I was looking myself. No. Moving on. But the Sicario was in there. It was in there. I think it tested high too. If I'm not mistaken, it was 31 also. But I think that was a sativa also, if I'm not mistaken. So those was the two, either the 80s baby or the Sicario.
All right, well,
Was the two.
I thought.
Okay.
You know you're a 90s baby when what?
Oh shit. You know you a 90s baby when you tripping out about turning 30 right now. Cause I'm tripping. I was tripping. I'm 30, but shit, leading up to this time. You know you're a 90s baby when Barney is an important part of your childhood. Because Barney, goddammit, was on 24/7 in my house. I don't know. 90s babies, we really don't have. We have two type of 90s babies. It's either you are early. No, yes.
No.
You can't count anything.
No, you guys, you y'all got some shit. You got some shit with you. You know what I'm saying?
You tell me.
No, I don't know. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me.
I don't know. I think
See,
we one of the best generations out there.
But see, here's the thing, because and this also speaks to you and your 30 issues that you got going on right now. See, because if there was someone younger in this room right now, someone much younger, right? Someone who was not born in the 90s, let's say someone who was born in the 2000s, right? Uh-huh. They would clearly tell you that there are things that you experienced as a child born in the 90s that they don't know nothing about. That's some old nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, if that's the case.
All right. And did I set myself up?
No, you ain't set it up. I mean, I think we one of the first cell phone generations. So I remember the motherfucking, you remember the snake on the Nokias? I mean, yeah. You don't remember that?
Yeah.
You was probably too old.
No, I wasn't too old.
You was probably too old.
No, I wasn't too old.
But
I had it.
The snake on the Nokia games, I think we
I wasn't the nicest on that shit. I was nice on that.
That's because you was too old to understand.
No, I was nice on that shit.
Because you was too old. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like the concept was too simple for you because you was old enough to get what you had to do.
Nah, I was just good at it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. All right, I'll tell you this.
What?
Any 80s babies out there, so this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you this. Number one, first things first. Mm-hmm. Every 80s baby had a Walkman. Every 80s baby had a Walkman.
I had a fucking Walkman.
Most of us had the yellow one.
With the black.
Yep.
I had that. You
made mixtapes. This was way before playlists, and you made them on the actual tape. On the tape, sometimes you had to put the little piece of paper in the top of the tape so you could dub over top of it. So you could record over top of the tape. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know nothing about that. I just remember having to take your finger and wind that motherfucker.
Did you have a Trapper Keeper?
A Trapper Keeper. What, like the notebook?
In the binder?
Yeah.
All right, so that was some generational glue.
Yeah.
That was some generational glue there.
You was a late 80s baby and I'm early 90s baby. So it's not really too many things that you experienced that I miss or that you don't know too much about when I was growing up.
All right, well, what about you see, for instance, y'all didn't have the Just Say No era. Y'all didn't have to just say no to drugs.
Yes, we. What? My father was a dare
y'all
teacher.
Had dare. Y'all dare was 90s. Just say no was the 80s. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know nothing about that. We was dare era. Yeah, we was.
I was in there. I remember being in there. Fun fact. As a kid in elementary school, I remember they made us be in Dare, and we had to sing in like a spring concert and sing the Dare theme song. And I cannot believe that like they made us do this shit in school as a kid. No. Forward years later,
I'm gonna take it even further. Fun fact: one reason why I was so popular was my father was the Dare teacher, and he used to bring me into the Dare class, and I think I met just about everybody before I was even old enough to know who everybody was. I met all the popular people, and at first I was known as Mr. Walter, the Dare teacher's son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just so happened to end up smoking weed.
All right. Going out to play video games. I always had a game system. Now, I ain't gonna front about that. I've always, ever since I can remember, one thing no matter what, just because my grandfather always loved to play video games.
Right.
His whole life. Like my grandfather, up until he died, he always had the new game system, and he would always have some type of a racing game and some type of flight simulator or anything military,
like flight simulators.
Yeah,
back in
he always liked Mario, but he would get certain games like he would get like an NBA game and never play or an NFL game.
Right.
My grandfather didn't watch sports. All right, so he was not a sports motherfucker.
All right, so what was your first game system?
The first game system that I ever had was an Atari.
You was old, huh?
But it wasn't mine. It was my grandfather's.
That's what I'm saying. But you experienced playing.
I experienced playing an Atari. But I'm talking like as like a 2, 3, 4-year-old or something like that.
You still experienced. Yeah. I mean, my first experience of a game system was a regular Nintendo. Mm-hmm. When you had the shoot the duck call, whatever.
Duck hunt.
And I had the actual gun. I used to have the Mario shit and all of that. My father and my uncles and my godfather.
That was technology back then. We got the fucking...
The gun? What?
What?
and when you wasn't playing the game, you used to use that motherfucker as a real gun.
Yeah, the joint, yeah.
And don't let you have the thing that, you feel me? Oh, shit. But yeah, that's old shit. But anyway... So when I was young, I used to have all the guns, not all the guns, all the game systems because my father and all of that. But my first experience playing the game was definitely a Nintendo.
Right.
We had then after Nintendo, it was definitely Sega.
Yep, definitely had the Sega.
I remember
Sonic the Hedgehog was my shit.
Oh, nigga, Sonic was that shit.
Sonic was my shit.
Sonic was that shit. That was what's the NBA Jam. Mm-hmm. Well, you had to put in a special code to get what's the nigga the with the curly colorful dreads? What's his name? The Funk.
I forget, but I know what you're talking about.
You had to put in the code to get him, but he was the nicest nigga in the game. I
used to always be the nigga that used to be to get all the codes. Like I used to get all the codes, always for years, for years and years and years. I used to always be the code nigga. Like I would always get the codes. So it'd be like when niggas would get the video games. Now, mind you, later on in life, right? You know, let's say the new game come out. Now, like I said, I always had a game system my whole life, but I only sometimes maybe only could get 1 or 2 games that I actually had. You know what I'm saying? They were like mine. Now, I always had whatever game I wanted to play, but I had to borrow them from different friends or trade other shit to borrow them from friends or whatever because, like, you know, my peoples wasn't just buying me whatever. Like, they didn't have money like that, but they had enough money.
Listen, you had to have
or a family friends. Or a family member at least would make sure I had a game system.
Right.
So, being the code nigga, got me to all the sleepovers and shit, right? Because, like, you know, like, let's say niggas is having a sleepover and they playing NBA Jam tournament all weekend. I know all the codes, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get all the new players.
See,
and
that
shit.
I don't think generations after us experienced a sleepover. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a lost
That's some
art.
generational glue
Because,
right there.
Listen, sleepovers,
that's some
especially
generational
as
glue.
little niggas, that's your first experience of doing shit you ain't supposed to do. Like, we cursing, you feel me? Like, we looking at girls, we looking.
Yeah.
Fun fact, me, RP to my man's, his little brother and my man and my other man's. Our first experience of watching like a sex scene was Baby Boy. I swear, I was in the 5th grade and it was on. It had already came out on HBO.
Yeah.
You remember back in the HBO used to be like the explicit channel. You know what I'm saying? We ordered it without his mom knowing. Mm-hmm. And we seen the sex scene, the you feel me? Oh, I love you. And we was just like, what? That's what that is? And I think it changed my life after that. Because all of a sudden, we went to school the next day. I wanted a girlfriend. I remember I competed with this nigga, right? I don't know where he got the chain from. It was a fake chain, of course. But the chain used to hang all the way. This is 5th grade, bro. Chain used to hang all the way past his waist, whatever. And I went home, right? I told my father, I said, Dad, I want a chain for Christmas, right? Thinking I'm about to get the iced out long jump, right? Christmas come. I'm like, all right, about to get my chain. You feel me? I'm about to go to school. Icy. Nigga, I got the choker cross. The little choker cross. Oh my God, yo. It was 14 karat gold and shit. It was real all that, but it was little. You feel me? I ain't want the little. I wanted the you feel me? But yeah, I was mad as shit. I was mad as shit, low-key. I didn't go to school icy. I didn't go to school icy. So I had this. It changed up what type of girl I could go for. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get the Spanish joint at the time. I had to get the hood joint.
Yo. But, all right. One more thing. No, it's actually two more things. One more thing.
Okay.
Yo, now that I'm thinking about it, you want to know what's crazy? Because there was no social media back then in the 80s and in the 90s too, and it started to die out at the end, like once social media and like online really started popping. But
no, I think we are the first social media era.
Right.
Because at the point of, I would say like MySpace and stuff like that, we was old enough to really navigate through and really like use it for what it was.
But before that, there was fall promos. All right, so like TV shows, right? All the new TV shows that the network picked up for the season. There would be specials, right? Or so let's say like you had cable. There would always be like a 2-week period where you could get free HBO, Showtime, Stars, Cinemax, and then even the TV regular networks, ABC, NBC, Fox, they had all these specials back to back, and it'd be all brand new shows. You would get to see all the pilots for all the new shows, right? Because that was the only way for them to advertise the new shows to you. Yeah. So look, that was the only way for them to advertise the new shows to you and look at the viewership numbers to see which ones to really push for the new season.
Okay.
So they would give you all the new pilots. So like you would get like all 8 new shows that you've never seen before, right? But then maybe only 4 of them will actually come out in the season, you know what I'm saying? Or you would get 2 free weeks at HBO and you could just watch everything and shit, right? But then they trying to get you to pay for it or whatever. But now they could advertise to you right on Facebook or right on anything now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's less and less of that. Now you got 7-day free trials. Remember that little thing I signed up for, the little photo editing thing? 3-day free trial, $4.99 a week after that. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got another one before we get off topic, before you move on.
All right.
You know you were a 90s, 80s baby where you had the cable box with 3 buttons at the top.
Oh, shit.
And you only had to go up, down, and turn off. And, oh, my God. Don't let grandma watch the news on Channel 2 when you had to go to, 64 for, like, Nickelodeon or something? Nigga, you'll be pressing that button all motherfucking day, dog.
I had the hot box.
Well,
So one had the little button on the back, the little red button.
I know what you're talking about.
So like if the pay channels went off, then that means they sent the new signal through. So you had to just hit the button a couple times, boom, boom, and put the signal through, boom, be in there. Now you got all the channels and shit. Got the little porny channels, got the little necky channels and shit. You know what I'm saying? Got all them joints, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I remember the days. I remember antenna days.
I think number one thing, I think this is generational glue for at least the 80s and 90s connection. One last one is Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail. Did you ever have Oregon Trail on the computers in school or like Oregon Trail? It was like a game. It was the only game that you ever had at school. Oregon. You gotta describe it. I don't know.
It's like you would be like in the settler days and you would like travel and be like you had to hunt for food.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then people would die on the trip, and you're supposed to make it all the way to the end.
I know what you're talking about. It's like a little what you call it? Yeah. Man. Like what they used to? I'm passing it, but it used to be not Zelda. Am I talking about Zelda? It was a little block game or something like that.
Oregon Trail was some school shit, but Zelda. I remember that.
You remember Zelda?
I remember Zelda.
Okay, yeah.
And Link.
I remember Link. I remember, since we talking about school computer games, motherfucking Snood. You ever play Snood? When it's the little heads that shoot out and you gotta match the heads. And it's a lot of mimic games like
there's a lot of games just like that.
But
so
I remember
maybe Snood was some New Jersey school shit.
It might have been. Yeah. It might have been. I don't know. don't come to my school system like that.
I wasn't.
Snood.
Look, I know it sound like that. I know that's how it sounded.
All right, this is another generational thing. All right, remember the big back computers with the colorful backs? Either you had the red or the blue or the green or the. All right, I thought that ain't no New Jersey school shit. Everybody had them computers, goddamn it. I remember when computers first came out in schools, and we had to take a whole trainer's course on how to use the computer.
That shit's funny because you want to know what? The flip side of that shit. My grandmother being a teacher had me on a computer so young that when the schools really started getting into the computers and they had to do the training shit, I was the assistant trainer because my grandmother was the head trainer for the school system on, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? We got to give Granny some cheers for that.
Shout out to Granny.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Granny, you know what I'm saying? But she was, as a black woman, you know what I'm saying, back then, the lead teacher to onboard, you know what I'm saying, that whole school system up there, especially her main school that she taught at, on how to use computers, like for the basic transition of, computers starting to run everything, you know what I'm saying, and teaching them teachers how to use these computers, you know what I'm saying. And as awkward as it was for them, maybe for the first hour or so, after they realized that I knew what they needed to learn and that their bosses eventually needed to see that they knew these things, they were open to letting me help them. I know it was weird having a kid walking around, you know what I'm saying? Like
that just painted a different picture of your childhood to me. Like you was like the little the little genius boy helper.
I was until I got corrupted by the streets. I was
So what age was your turning point?
My turning point, there was 2 turning points.
Okay.
All right. One turning point started around 11. And then that almost turned the corner and almost turned the corner back.
Uh-huh.
And then somewhere around 14, it just went. And then it just went. You know what I'm saying? It was
funny.
up. It was up at that point.
So maybe that's maybe a cultural or because at 11 that's what 5th grade, right? 5th, 6th grade, and I remember at that age I was already like turned on the gangs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I wasn't smoking or anything. I used to. R.I.P. Uncle Mike. I used to take my uncle Black and Milds, right? He used to smoke Black and Milds. And because I used to watch him champ the Black and Milds, you know, take the tobacco out, get the cancer paper, rip it out, then put the tobacco paper back in. I used to watch him do that. So I used to steal his Black and Milds and go home and try to mimic what I used to see. And I remember not thinking that if I like this Black and Mild, you're going to be able to smell it throughout the whole house, right?
Right.
So I remember lighting the Black and Mild, and I didn't inhale it, of course. I hit it, blew it out the window twice, right? Put it out, sat back down, closed my window, and played the game. Mm-hmm. My mother ran upstairs. You smoking? I'm like, no. You feel me? Started playing the game, but I just remember being that young and already being into these things. You get what I'm saying? To where I have a 10-year-old son now. You get what I'm saying? And I just wonder, like, what his mind is. Like, I try to keep my kids as much as possible.
Right.
Because as kids, that's I said this to my homeboy the other day. I said, our generation, because even though you're 80s, we still kind of in like the same generation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You kind of like the beginning of and I'm like at the end of that generation.
Yeah.
So I was like, our generation, we going to be some good OGs in 5 to 10 years. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because our generation experienced a lot of shit that we wasn't supposed to. We seen a lot of shit we wasn't
I think that's how
to.
my 2 turning points hit. Like my first one was because of a summer where I was living with the grandparents now. Parents is doing the shifting around, realigning their thing, what they're doing. Everybody's scattered,
Right.
And then now I'm hanging around with this older group of kids, these older bitches living in upstate New York, some white girls, some Puerto Rican girls, some black girls, and then one older, like, mixed Puerto Rican, like Mexican kid that was like my older homeboy, and then my homeboy, he was black, his older brother and shit, and this was like this little clique, but everybody was older than us, right? But now we're like, you know, trying weed for the first time and shit, trying a little drink, you know what I'm saying? Doing little sex things, you know what I'm saying? Like at older parties, you know what I'm saying? Sneaking out late night. The skating rink was like precursor to the club and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the skating rink around there, it was like when you would go to the skating rink on Friday and shit, that was like going to the club. And when we stepped in there, it was lit because we had the crew, we had the people, we were known because we were able to do older things that were way too grown for us, right? Then the second turning point is when I moved back to Maryland. Now we're in a different spot, a different place, and then it's almost at that reinvent yourself age. But you're also getting your feet wet and shit, right? So it's like here, I'm like, boom. All right, I know what I'm gonna do and who I'm gonna be because I've been watching all these different groups of people, and the dope boys is the ones with the bitches, and they always fresh. You know what I'm saying? They always got money. They always got money. So I am going to sell drugs, and I'm gonna figure out how to get to a legal, legit something out of it. I'm trying to do
and I think that the turning point for us, because you the oldest out of your siblings too, right? So I think for us, it's kind of like we had to grow up kind of fast because we kind of got to pushed out. You know what I'm saying? Because at a young age, your parents got your sneakers for you, bought your clothes for you, and then at some point it started getting less and less. Yeah, and less.
I can remember the sneakers that they bought me that they thought were official, and I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go to high school and fend for myself with these type of jeans and these type of sneakers and this shit. This is what I'm supposed to do.
So you had a decision to make. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I guess another big part
is... Do you know how bad my life will be if I go to school dressed like this, yo?
You had to make conscious decisions growing up in a certain environment. You know what I'm saying?
For all of y'all who went to high school with me, y'all know what I'm talking about. I was fresh as shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I've always been able to dress. Listen. You know what I'm saying? So... It was, but early on, it was mainly that was what I sold weed for. I would always keep a job, and I would sell bud. And every time I would get paid, I would go to the mall on Friday, meet up with bitches, and I would go to the store and I would go shopping. I would buy mad new shirts, mad new jeans. I was always a hat nigga and shit, yo. Listen. I would always be fresh. Like I had to be fresh, and that fueled my addiction to sell drugs.
And it was at a point to where my junior and senior year, me and my mans, and we would leave school, go to the mall, buy another outfit, change our outfit, come back to school in a different outfit. Like, nothing happened. Niggas just be like, hold up. What? You ain't had that on? What the fuck you did? Yeah, we just went to the mall real quick. Got some new sneakers. You feel me? Come back. Like, shit was crazy, man. But
all right, well, I guess we are going to come back and get into some munchies. After we've been talking about this generational glue and shit, you know what I'm saying? Right. High shit, you know what I'm saying? That is what higher learning is all about. So we're going to roll up and catch this vibe. This is Black Sage featuring the homie Grammy Davis Jr. with Love.
Oh, shout out, bro.
Higher learning.
Let's go. Yes, sir. Shout out to the bro Black Sage, man. That was a very proud moment. We made that song the first time we came out to LA. And for me, to have my brother incorporated into my situation and be able to do something that involved my friends, you get what I'm saying, and it came out as a good situation, it was a good moment for me, man. So
hell yeah.
That song means a lot to me, man. Shout out to bro.
Some Skittles, I get something to drink. Some Skittles, I get something to drink.
Hey.
Some Skittles, I get something to drink. Some Skittles, I get something to drink. Because I got the munchies. I've been smoking dope. I got the munchies.
The remix.
Right. All right, so I told y'all that we is going to be bringing these food debates right here to this munchie segment of higher learning. And today we are going to talk about some Oreo cookies and bagels. First, Oreo cookies. Do you split them apart and scrape off the filling with your teeth, then eat each of the chocolate chip cookies, or do you just bite right into the Oreo cookie just like a regular cookie?
No homo, but you gotta stuff the whole thing in your mouth.
All right, we are split on this. Me, when I eat Oreo, all right, I eat them both ways, but when I first get an Oreo, if I open up the pack, the first Oreo I take out, and usually the first couple of them, I have to twist it apart, eat the filling
I done
out,
seen you do
then
that.
eat each of the cookies separately. And sometimes I might even go as far as to open up a bunch of them, eat the filling out, put the cookie to the side. Eat the filling out, put the cookie to the side. Eat the filling out, put the cookie to the
You're a
side.
little ass
Till I
kid,
get a
man.
stack.
Little ass kid. It take you back to your childhood every time.
Hey, yo, I'm dead ass going to get some Oreos today, yo. Dead ass going to get some Oreos today,
Listen,
yo.
when I get an Oreo, it's like I don't want to waste no time. So all I do, I get it, and I gotta eat the whole thing. I gotta get the filling. No, you might as well get all of that, man. Yeah. Might as well get all of that. Just like Lil Wayne when he had the what you call it?
Yeah.
People know what's going on. Yeah, that's the rolling paper. But yeah, I eat the whole Oreo. Now, what I used to do when I was in high school, I used to come home late night and I'll take at least 5 or 6 Oreos, get a red cup like this, right? Get 5 or 6 Oreos and a cup of milk. And put the Oreos in the cup of milk, let it get soggy, and take a spoon, crunch them up, and mix it up.
Okay.
And oh my God. At the time, I wasn't lactose intolerant. So that thing used to be good, man.
I do that with cake.
With cake. What in the Fat Boy?
Like you take some good cake and you put it in a bowl, and then you pour some milk over top of the cake, and then
Nah, I can't do that. I gotta drink the milk.
and
See,
make
I
it
gotta
like, make
eat
it like
the
a
cake.
make it like a pudding almost, like, you know what I'm
No,
saying? Yeah.
ew, son, what the hell? I gotta eat the cake then.
It's some
and
jail shit, yo.
then figures. Okay. This nigga said some jail shit. Eat that, it's almost pudding. No, I don't want pudding anyway. The Jello pudding pop. But I gotta eat the cake first, then take a sip of milk.
That's how you make the ice cream for real. It's one of the ways that you make the ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I used to. Yeah, you gotta. I know. You take it, let it melt over the little ice thing, then you scrape it. I know. I used to do the homemade when I went to North Carolina. But anyway, we have another food debate.
All right. So, do you bite into? Let's say you got a bagel with cream cheese in it, right? All right. Bagel, cream cheese on it. They serve it to you. Whenever they serve it to you, it's always closed.
Right.
Like this with the cream cheese in the middle.
Oh no, you gotta open
All right.
that thing up.
So you open it up and
You
you
gotta
eat,
open
and you eat
half
both
by
half,
half.
both
Yeah,
half.
yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta open that thing.
I do
If
too.
you eat a bagel whole, you're a savage. You're a savage. Like, you are a savage if you put both parts together and eat a bagel like it's a sandwich.
yeah.
Like, you're a savage.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I even go as far as to, like, I have to eat it in half, and then I have to break the half in half, and
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
even in quarter.
Listen.
Because it's like you got bread and cream cheese, and you don't want to get too much of that in each bite because then it fuck up the bite.
That's
you know
what
what I'm
saying, yo. If you eat a whole bagel and the upper part is bigger than the smaller part, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you bite like, I can't do it. Yeah, so I got to get the bagel. I'll put separately. Some people only, if you eat the whole bagel, you only butter in like the bottom of it.
Or it would
something
have to be
like
the
that.
perfect bagel.
Yeah, or you have to have the egg or something. It has to be
It has to be a
sandwich.
bagel sandwich.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Like
saying?
them joints we got from those
Einstein
people.
bagel.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Well, I
yeah.
was not gonna say their name at first because they didn't give us anything. But fuck it, you already said their name. So Einstein bagels.
Einstein bagel. Fuck it. I mean, they need the help. Shit. Free promo. That's what we here for. For the people.
All right.
Damn it. They don't pay us for no promo. That's all right.
So continuing with our wake and bakes, we got some cannabis blueberry biscuit recipe here for you.
Nigga
This
love
is
blueberry, man. I swear you love blueberry. They're gonna ask me, "Hey, you want the blueberry tincture?" No, I don't want nothing blueberry. Nothing blueberry. Ew. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this is a simple recipe for you guys. It's basically like a blueberry muffin. It goes great with anything that you drink in the morning, like coffee or your little hot chocolate or whatever it is. So you can just eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Emphasis on the coffee.
Yeah. All you need is 2 to 2.5 cups of self-rising flour, 2.5 cups of fresh blueberries, a half a cup of powdered sugar, 3/4 to 1 cups of milk, 1/4 and a cup of sugar, a half a cup of can of butter, 3 tablespoons of milk/water mixed together. You're going to preheat the oven. You're going to add the flour and sugar in a bowl, mix it together. Then you're going to add your can of butter. Don't melt the butter prior to adding it. So make sure your can of butter is stored in the refrigerator. You already have it pre-measured out to add into the mix. If the butter is rock hard, let it pause. You can let it soften up a bit, but you need to keep it in a solid form. So just don't add liquid butter. All right, beat it all together until the chunks have disappeared. Then add your blueberries. Now you want to add the milk. Mix the milk until it turns into a dough. You don't want it to be too soupy. Knead the dough. Get a cookie sheet. Grease it. Take pieces off the dough and mold them into round shapes. Now this is when you want to shape however you want these muffins to come out, or these biscuits as they're going to be. They're going to be sort of in the middle of the consistency of a muffin and a biscuit. You want to cook these for about 10 to 20 minutes. Pull them out. Let them cool off.
10 to 20 minutes. That's a big difference.
Because it really depends on, I would say cook these for
15 minutes, fucking.
You want to check them after 10 minutes, because what it really is that you need to lift one up with a knife and inspect the bottom. You want to see that the dough has a brown golden color. And then obviously with any baked good, you want to stick a fork in it to see if the fork comes out clean. If the fork comes out with dough on it, then you know it's not cooked all the way on the inside. If the fork comes out clean, then you're good to go. But these right here, once they're done, you can do whatever with them. You can just eat them plain. Some people glaze them. Really, you can take the powdered sugar that we talked about earlier and that milk and water mix that together, glaze these motherfuckers and shit. Either way, when you eat these biscuits, you're going to be high as shit. Now, how strong are they going to be? It all depends on how strong your butter is. So if you know that you've dosed your butter right, then, you know, your brownies will be good. I'm actually going to take a shot and make some Rice Krispie treats probably today.
You gonna do that today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna have to go somewhere and get some shake.
I think they had something at the spot. You going this time? Cause he seen me twice. You gotta take me there. It's right there.
Nah, you gotta take.
It's at the corner. It's right there. I'm not going back in there.
All right, I'm good. Big
You're gonna be like, ooh, big and lovely. Where you going, big and lovely? If he give you 20% off, you know why.
You fucking crazy.
What you doing, baby? What you doing, baby? What you doing?
All right, so we getting ready to. I'm about to spark this motherfucking some more of this Tyson shit. You know what I'm saying? And then. Yeah. Okay. I'm about to spark some of this Tyson shit. Like I said, I thought I had a hole in my joint, Joe, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It was just these rice papers are so thin. I was looking through it, and it was just a change in the color of the weed part right there. It made me thought there was a hole in there. Everything that we've played so far on the show We keep the playlist. I'm the playlist curator. I like to curate the vibes. So the main Wake and Bake playlist, that's where anything from, our mainstream artists, people that we've played, especially like that last record that we just played, Love from Black Sage and shit like that. You can find that on our Wake and Bake playlist on Spotify. KJ and Chill, just look us up on Spotify. It's right there. I also will have it on Apple Music soon. I just need to relaunch the website first to put it there. The website probably will not be fully relaunched by the time you see this actual episode. That's why I had to make that note right there. But you can definitely go listen to the Wake and Bake playlist on Spotify. And you can also go listen to the Higher Learning playlist on Loom, powered by Soundcore. Loom is definitely one of my partners and partner sites that I've been working with, and I've been doing a lot of things with their marketplace. It's definitely a dope place for independent artists to make money, get paid directly from the people who are interested in your music. It's also great for producers and other people that offer services. And to go along with my Loom Higher Learning playlist, this vibe right here is a Loom official artist. This is Behavior from my nigga Charlie Bravo right here on Higher Learning.
He beat you with the showmanship. He said, I'm going to win this motherfucker. That's what happened.
Hell yeah, but I mean, like I said, when I saw that he won, I was like, shit, I would have picked him too. You know what I'm saying? So that shout out to
Shout out to Cuz.
And then I went to go listen to his music, and he had some dope shit too. You know what I'm saying? And then this was one of the joints that he submitted for this particular playlist. I was fucking with that shit. So, let's get it.
Got vibes. Oh yeah. Who got vibes? Who got vibes? Where's your vibes? Yeah. Oh yeah. Where's your vibes? Who putting up on the sack? Who got vibes?
All right, so top 5 rappers of the 90s. Now, to be considered a rapper of the 90s, you had to, A, have come out in the 90s, meaning that we're capping that at 1999.
Okay.
So anybody who came out between 1990, you know what I'm saying?
1990 to 90.
Yeah, they don't have to be an artist who's popping still right now.
Okay, but
We're talking about the best rappers of the 90s.
no particular order.
No particular order, just 5.
Right. I would go with DMX,
Okay.
Big Pun,
Okay.
Jay-Z,
Okay.
Nas, and I'm gonna put them together, which is Pac and Biggie.
Okay.
Because without Pac, it's like Shaq and Kobe. You get what I'm saying? Like you almost mention their names anonymously together every time. You get what I'm saying? So.
See, all right. So let's exercise that because
because
you don't want to use because what it is that you don't want to use 2 of your slots
for
them.
Yeah,
so now you need to pick one. You gotta pick one.
No, I can't because that's like given. Like Pac and Biggie has to be on that list. So you gotta put them together.
Do they have to be on the list?
Yeah, hell yeah. If not, they're gonna crucify you. And you can't pick one or the other. So Pac and Biggie together.
All right.
All right, you know what? I'll take Nas out then. It can be Pac, Biggie, Pun, Hove, and DMX.
All right. Ready?
You got. Why you always get, you going first?
Really?
Go ahead.
DMX,
Okay.
50 Cent. Now, you tell me, do I get to consider him a 90s rapper? Yes.
When his first album come out?
In the 90s.
No, it didn't. It came out 01.
We're not talking about that. His first album wasn't with Aftermath and Shady.
Get Rich or Die Trying?
Get Rich or Die Trying wasn't his first album. His first album was Power of a Dollar.
That was more of a mixtape.
All right, so I will X out 50 Cent because I will save him for 2000s.
Okay.
Cool. So, DMX,
Okay.
Jay-Z,
Biggie Pun, and you got one more. I mean, Biggie Pac, you got one more.
Pac,
Biggie.
LL Cool J.
No, you can't. No. LL can't go with the 90s.
Why can't he?
Because he came out in the 80s.
But he...
He was out in the 90s,
Okay,
but he came out
right,
in the 80s.
All right.
Yeah, so Biggie, Pac, and you got one more. You can't leave Biggie out. You can't leave Biggie out.
But like...
On what level do you leave him out? You can't, statistically, you can't leave him out.
No, I'm not trying to leave him out. I'm just thinking, like, who else am I leaving out by putting...
Nas, but who cares?
Yeah, we got to put Biggie in there.
Yeah, on every level. The money he made, he only had 2 albums. Came out with 2 albums in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And those 2 albums did tremendous numbers.
Yeah,
Just
because we're
like-
only talking about that 9-year swing right there.
Right.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Such as Pac too.
Yeah,
Pac came
yeah.
out with what?
Yeah.
4 albums in that time span?
Okay, yeah,
feel me?
you're right. You're right. We're there. That's where we're at. Yep.
So yeah, so the 90s, Biggie, Pac. Hove came out 96, first album.
Mm-hmm.
DMX first album was 99. And who else you said? Hove, Big Pac.
I said
Hove, and Jay-Z.
and
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, so
I said Nas, Hove,
no. You said Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z,
Biggie, Pac,
DMX,
Jay-Z, and Nas.
and Nas. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
all right.
that's what I said.
I'll put Pun instead of Nas.
Yeah.
You get what? Pun?
I have to put Nas.
You don't have to put Nas
Yeah.
over Pun.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, all right.
I got you.
I guess if I Ruled the World was, I guess, the song of that time period. All right.
Oh man.
All right, what we got next? 80s rappers? We doing 80s? Oh, you just gonna leave it at the 90s? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
pretty much.
I guess that's about it then. Fuck it.
Yeah, sounds like it. Shout outs to motherfucking the Green Dragon.
Yes, sir.
And shout outs to fucking Tyson Ranch.
Yes, sir.
And fucking shout outs to Lemonade.
Yes, sir.
And shout outs to y'all.
Yes, sir.
And until next time, it's 420 somewhere, so stay stoned, my friends.
My friends.